being 7 years old and seeing a masked stranger staring at you through your bedroom window in the middle of the night. Not on Halloween, not as a prank, just standing there, watching you. The worst part? That wasn't the first time he had been inside my house. I don't remember every detail of this story. I was only around 7 years old when it happened, but over the years my parents filled in the gaps, and there are still a few moments that are burned into my memory. I was an only child. Yeah, growing up alone sometimes sucked, but it also meant my parents were incredibly involved in my life. Every year around Halloween, they did something really special. They turned our basement into a haunted house. Nothing professional, just fake spider webs, cheap decorations, strobe lights, and a lot of enthusiasm. But there was a reason for it. To enter the haunted house, you had to donate canned food. Everything we collected went straight to a local food bank. My parents even made flyers and passed them around my school and nearby elementary schools. Most of the people who came were families we knew, but every year, a few strangers showed up too, and my parents actually liked that. More strangers meant more food donations, and a better chance the haunted house would be a success. We lived in a big brick house in Pennsylvania. Most of the houses in our neighborhood were built entirely out of brick for historical reasons, which also meant something else. They were very old. Our house already had a slightly creepy feeling to it, especially at night. Creaky wooden floors, long, dim hallways, and a basement that felt colder than the rest of the house. Every Halloween, my cousins came to help run the haunted house. Jeff, Rick, Chaz, and Eric. They would hide around the basement wearing costumes and jump out to scare people. But that year, they decided to go all out. They all wore the same thing, anonymous masks, those pale white masks with the blank expression and the thin smile. Even back then, they looked unsettling. The haunted house was packed that night, kids screaming, parents laughing, people running through the decorations. But my parents later told me something strange had happened before the event even started. A man had shown up early. He wasn't with any kids, which was unusual. He told my parents his wife and daughter were coming later, but he wanted to drop off canned food early. My parents didn't recognize him, but they thanked him and took the cans. After a moment of awkward silence, he left. Later that night, I was running through the basement with my friends when one of them came up to me crying. She said someone in an anonymous mask had scared her. That was normal.
At first, I thought she was exaggerating, but the look on her face, she was genuinely terrified. So I told my parents. They immediately went downstairs and asked my cousins if something weird had happened. Jeff was at his post. Rick was at his post. Chaz was at his post. But then my parents noticed something. Eric was missing. Everyone started to panic. Just then, Eric came running down the stairs. He said he had gone upstairs to use the bathroom, but when he came back, his anonymous mask was gone. He thought one of the others had taken it as a joke, but that's when my parents realized something. Someone else might be in the house. They shut the haunted house down immediately. Everyone was sent home. The police came and searched the entire house, but they found nothing. No intruder, no evidence, nothing at all. That night I went to bed thinking the whole thing was over. But sometime after midnight, I woke up because of a sound. Tapping, soft, slow, coming from my bedroom window. I was too scared to move. I just laid there under my blanket, staring at the window. Eventually, the tapping stopped, and I fell back asleep. But a few hours later, I woke up again. This time, the sound was different. Not tapping, scratching, like someone was dragging their fingers across the glass. Something inside me snapped. I jumped out of bed and pulled the curtains open, and my heart nearly stopped. Standing inches away from the glass
Was a person wearing an anonymous mask, just staring at me. I screamed. My parents ran into the room, but by the time they reached the window, the person was gone. The police searched the yard again, but there were no footprints, no signs anyone had been there. Nothing. Months passed. Eventually things went back to normal, until one day I came home from school and found something sitting on my bed. An anonymous mask, exactly like the ones my cousins had worn that night.
But there was something written across the forehead, in black marker. One word. My name. The police were called again, but they never found out who left it. My parents installed security cameras, alarms, sensors on every window. And after that, nothing else ever happened. At least, nothing we could prove. But for months after that, I kept hearing things outside my bedroom window. Tapping, scratching. Sometimes, late at night, I still wonder if the man in that mask ever really left.